Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the all-new 2021 Cadillac Escalade Sport Platinum. In this video, I'm going to cover all of the ins and outs and take this thing on a thorough drive. I'll talk about all of the differences between this and its predecessor, including all of the improvements. There's a lot of really cool technology packed into this. Of course, we'll cover all of it and so much more, such as options, pricing, safety, you name it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. For 2021, the Escalade is all new. It benefits from a major top-to-bottom overhaul in order to hone in on the limitations of its predecessor and make significant strides in technology, safety, and capability. At the core is an all-new chassis architecture that features a longer wheelbase and an all-new independent rear suspension. These two changes alone created a serious generational gap between the new model and its predecessor. For the first time, there's also a diesel option, which of course I'll cover later in the video. Most of what I'll be covering in this video can be applied to the standard and long wheelbase versions of the Escalade, but for the majority of this video, I'll be focusing on the standard wheelbase. From the outside, the general shape is familiar, but the styling is far more intricate. You really have to see it all in person to truly appreciate all of the details, especially at night. The Escalade rides on a 4.9-inch longer wheelbase. Overall length grows by 6.7 inches. Third row legroom increases by 40%, while cargo volume behind the third row increases by 68%. Maximum cargo volume with all of the seats folded flat increases by 30%. These are significant increases, especially for those who have had experience with the prior generation. The Escalade is more usable, more comfortable, and more flexible in both daily use and long-distance traveling. I'll dive into more of the specifics of the interior later in the video. In today's world of fast-evolving technology, the Escalade also benefits from an all-new digital vehicle platform that offers 5 times the data processing power than the previous system. It's a multi-purpose system that drives all of the new technologies found throughout, while supporting vehicle health monitoring and over-the-air updates with ample bandwidth to add new technologies over time. The platform is also claimed to offer industry-leading cybersecurity protections. Base pricing for a standard wheelbase 2021 Escalade, including destination, ranges between $77,890 for a two-wheel drive luxury and $105,290 for a four-wheel drive Sport Platinum. The rest of the lineup consists of the Premium Luxury, Sport, and Premium Luxury Platinum. This example is a four-wheel drive Sport Platinum. Exclusive features with the Platinum package include upgraded front seats with more adjustability and multi-mode massaging, semi-aniline leather upholstery for all 3 rows, and a leather-wrapped interior trim package with a suede headliner. Escalade Sport has several unique styling cues, mainly consisting of gloss black accents and body side moldings. There's a gloss black mesh grille and unique wheels too. LED headlamps and tail lamps are standard. Cadillac's signature vertical lighting elements continue, but the new interpretation adds a sleek horizontal headlamp to reinforce a broad, confident stance. The tall, vertical rear lights add deep, three-dimensional layers and is finished off with detailed etching. Other options included on this example include Cadillac's advanced Super Cruise system, power side assist steps, a front console cooler, night vision, and the exterior color known as Crystal White Tri-Coat. The total MSRP for everything you see here, including destination, is $113,065. Every Escalade is fitted with 22-inch wheels as standard equipment, with each model differing in the specific style of wheel. The Sport Platinum features unique 12-spoke alloy wheels with polished faces and dark Android painted pockets. They're wrapped in 275/50 all-season tires. As far as brakes, the Escalade has 4-wheel internally ventilated discs. At 13.5 by 1.2 inches, the front discs are a bit larger. The rear discs span 13.6 by 1 inch. The discs are clamped down by 4-piston and single-piston calipers respectively. With this setup, the Escalade is able to stop from 60 miles an hour in just 121 feet. Not too bad for something that weighs 5,800 pounds. What really separates the new Escalade from its predecessor is the suspension design. The front continues to be an independent setup with coilover shocks and a stabilizer bar. The rear is an all-new independent multi-link design that significantly improves driving dynamics by allowing each rear wheel to handle road conditions separately to improve ride quality, steering responsiveness, and overall control when compared to the previous live axle design. The multi-link design consists of 3 lateral arms, a large longitudinal arm, coil springs, and a robust stabilizer bar. Taking things one step further, Cadillac also offers an adaptive air ride suspension, which offers automatic load leveling capability and ride height adjustment. It's standard equipment on the Platinum models. If equipped, air springs replace the standard coil springs. On the highway, the system automatically lowers the ride height by 3/4 of an inch to improve aerodynamics and fuel economy. There's also a driver selectable setting that lowers the suspension by 2 inches to aid passenger entry and exit when parked. If you decide to take the Escalade off-road, you can raise the suspension by 1 inch at low speeds and 4-wheel drive high, and an additional 1 inch at lower speeds and 4-wheel drive low. To take things one step further, the Escalade Sport and both Platinum models come standard with magnetic ride control. It's one of the fastest reacting damping systems in the industry, using sensors to continually read the roads and alter the damping rates of the shocks almost instantly. MRC reacts much faster than a traditional shock absorber to help reduce bouncing, body roll, and vibrations that you would typically expect out of a full-size SUV. This is by far the best handling, best riding Escalade I've ever driven. The steering is an electric power-assisted rack and pinion setup. It feels a bit quicker and more communicative than the previous generation. The turning diameter is about 39 feet. The Escalade's drivetrain is 2-wheel drive by default. 4-wheel drive is a $3,000 option. If equipped, you get a 2-speed transfer case with a 2.72-to-1 low-range ratio, as well as hill descent control, and a 4-wheel drive auto mode that allows the drivetrain to seamlessly switch between 2- and 4-wheel drive based on road conditions. Of course, trailering ability is an important aspect of the full-size SUV segment. The Escalade incorporates a number of trailering technologies that make life easier, especially when towing by yourself. This example also includes the heavy-duty trailering package. With it, you receive GM's AutoTrack 2-speed transfer case, a high-capacity radiator and cooling fan, an integrated trailer brake controller, a hitch view camera with hitch guiding assistance, and a new trailering app. The app allows you to input custom trailer profiles, test trailer lights, diagnose electrical issues, monitor tire pressures, run through trailering checklists, and more. Up to 9 camera views are available, including rear camera guidelines, high-definition surround vision, and independent front, side, and rear view cameras. Cadillac has also started affixing trailering labels on the inside driver's door jamb. It lists all of the necessary information to calculate the exact capabilities of the new Escalade. When properly equipped, the Escalade can tow up to 8,200 pounds and haul up to 1,647 pounds. For 2021, the Escalade is offered with either a 6.2-liter gasoline V8 or a new Duramax 3-liter turbo diesel inline 6, which I'll cover in just a bit. The V8 is carried over from the previous generation. developing 420 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 460 pound-feet of torque at 4,100 RPM. This is a fantastic engine. It's built using aluminum for the block and heads and features an overhead valve design with 2 valves per cylinder and variable valve timing. Fuel is delivered via direct injection. The compression ratio is 11.5 to 1. Max engine speed is 5,800 RPM. A couple of advanced fuel-saving technologies include auto start-stop and dynamic fuel management. The latter is an industry first that incorporates a number of cylinder deactivation modes that are designed to optimize engine efficiency across a broad range of driving conditions, such as when towing a trailer. The auto start-stop system is also one of the smoothest I've experienced to date. EPA estimated fuel economy numbers for the 6.2-liter using regular 87 octane ranges between 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 miles per gallon on the highway. In mixed driving, I saw around 16 miles per gallon. Two-wheel drive models achieve slightly better mileage. The total tank capacity is 24 gallons. The standard transmission with either of the Escalade's engines is a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's electronically controlled with a console shifter versus a traditional column shifter. I was surprised to see that Cadillac included paddle shifters as well if you want to change gears manually or use the electronic range select feature. The metal paddles are a nice touch. This transmission was fitted to the Escalade back in 2018. It features a short 4.69 to 1 first gear ratio and a tall 0.63 to 1 final overdrive ratio with a wide 7.39 gear ratio spread. Out of the 10 forward speeds, the top 3 are overdrive ratios. An electronic limited slip differential is standard, along with a final drive ratio of 3.23 to 1. The limited slip differential offers more precise traction and power engagement for the rear wheels. Its infinitely variable clutch engagement delivers torque to the wheel with the most traction, especially when cornering and plowing through wet weather conditions. The 10-speed with its closely spaced ratios makes the Escalade feel significantly more responsive and more refined in day-to-day use versus the old 8-speed. The closeness of the gears also allow for smoother and quicker gear changes, which also help with trailering performance. As far as performance, this example hit 60 miles an hour in about 5.9 seconds, which is pretty quick for something of this size. The overall performance is close to that of its predecessor. Of course, one of the biggest pieces of news for 2021 is the option of an all-new diesel engine. It's a no-cost option, so at the end of the day, it just boils down to personal preference. I have yet to try it myself, but it definitely sounds intriguing. It develops 277 horsepower at 3,750 RPM and 460 pound-feet of torque at 1,500 RPM. That's the same torque output as the 6.2-liter, but it comes on far earlier in the rev range. That alone makes it a great contender for towing. Not only that, but it's estimated to deliver far superior fuel economy numbers, ranging between 19 miles per gallon in the city and 26 miles per gallon on the highway for four-wheel drive models. Again, two-wheel drive models would have slightly better mileage. Before we talk about the interior, I've got to go over these door handles. They look like traditional handles, but they're actually fixed to the body. You grab the handle and there's a button on the backside to electronically release the locks, similar to what you would find on a Corvette. The handles are also LED lit. When you open up the doors, the automatic running boards pop out, and at night, they're all backlit with LEDs, which look really cool. The doors also have a soft closing feature, so instead of closing the door like normal, you can just push the door up, catch the first lock, and the vehicle will hug the door into the body all by itself, which is also really quite cool. The windows also have a soft operating feature, so when you roll them down and roll them back up, they'll slow down just before they get to where they're needing to get, so it doesn't make any loud thud or anything like that. It's just a nice little luxury touch. The interior of the new Escalade offers more space, better build quality, and a plethora of class-leading technology. I already mentioned the exclusive materials that come with the Platinum package that really take it over the top. But it's also worth noting that there are 3 interior colors to choose from, including Whisper Beige with Gideon accents, Jet Black, and Dark Auburn with Jet Black accents. This example has the latter. Each color theme also comes with unique wood finishers. At night, the interior is accented by an expansive LED lighting system with lots of colors to choose from. With the Platinum package, the driver and front passenger seats have 16-way power adjustments, including 4-way power lumbar, adjustable side bolsters, and adjustable upper backrests. You also get 5 unique massage programs that each have 3 levels of intensity depending on how much you want your back worked. The seats are incredibly comfortable. They're heated and cooled. The steering wheel is heated too. The steering wheel is power adjustable for tilt and reach. The seatbelts and headrests are manually adjustable. The driver also gets a couple of memory presets for various features. The Escalade's industry-first curved OLED display offers more than 38 inches of total diagonal display area with twice the pixel density of a 4K television. The technology delivers bold imagery, perfect blacks, and the largest color range of any automotive display in production today. The system includes 3 screens. A 7.2-inch touch control panel driver information center to the driver's left, a 14.2-inch diagonal cluster display behind the steering wheel, and a 16.9-inch infotainment screen to the driver's right. The OLED is paper thin, and its curvature positions the displays for optimal visibility. The vivid color and visual quality of OLED technology also eliminates the need for common hood shrouding that many typical in-vehicle screens have, allowing for a brighter and less cluttered environment. The central screen also has a few display options, from traditional gauges to augmented reality and the available night vision camera. The augmented reality display is especially cool as it shows a live street view in front of the vehicle with turn indicators and other directional information overlaid on the screen. It includes features such as direction-based audio prompts. For example, a turn left audio prompt comes through the left speakers to further emphasize the navigation instruction, with the volume increasing as the turn approaches. The Escalade also makes a significant switch in audio system from Bose to AKG. They're more traditionally known for their microphones and headphones used by leading musicians in recording studios and live venues worldwide. This is the first time they've brought their audio technology to the auto industry, and it's exclusive to Cadillac. The result of this new partnership is the Escalade's available AKG Studio Reference System. 36 speakers powered by 3 amplifiers that deliver 28 channels, offering a listening experience that's astonishingly crisp and immersive. The standard AKG studio system includes 19 speakers and a large enclosed subwoofer powered by a 14-channel amplifier. The AKG technology enables additional advanced features in the Escalade, including Studio 3D surround sound, conversation enhancement, audio rendering for navigation, and front passenger volume control. Conversation enhancement in particular enhances vehicle communication for the front and rear passengers, as their voices are captured by embedded microphones in the headliner and reproduced in the designated zone using the 36-speaker system. You'll never have a hard time hearing someone. Infotainment features include every media option you can ask for, such as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth streaming, satellite radio, HD radio, and much more. A built-in Wi-Fi hotspot is also included. Other features include navigation, hands-free telephone and voice commands, and an expansive app suite so you can keep tabs on everything that's important to you during the daily routine. A tri-zone climate control system is standard, which offers independent temperature control for the driver, front passenger, and the rear passengers. It's operated by a sleek switch bank beneath the infotainment system. Both the front and rear climate displays are digital. For easy front seat operation, you can access the rear climate controls from the infotainment system. As far as storage, the center console has pockets on either side and 2 closed compartments. One of the coolest optional features, literally, is the optional console cooler, which offers a nice amount of space for keeping drinks cool. Ahead of the cooler, you have a Type A and Type C USB input, an SD card slot, and a button to activate the rear 110-volt AC outlet. The long compartment to the right of the shifter houses 2 cup holders, a small tray, and additional USB A and Type C inputs. A wireless phone charger is located behind the shifter. The glove box offers a generous amount of space and is lockable for added security. The door panels have generous lower pockets. As I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest improvements for the new Escalade was rear seat space. Thanks to more efficient interior packaging, the lengthened wheelbase, and of course the new rear suspension, legroom for second row passengers increases by nearly 3 inches, while legroom for third row passengers increases by just over 10 inches. The longer wheelbase also allowed for larger rear doors, helping improve ingress and egress. For the first time, the Escalade's second row seats can slide. You have about 5.5 inches of fore and aft adjustment. Individual captain's chairs are standard. You also have the option of a 60-40 split bench seat at no extra charge. The captain's seating have their own armrests and adjustable headrests. You can even recline them for added relaxation. Being 5 foot 10 inches, I was more than comfortable in the second row with plenty of head and leg room to spare. Taller folks will have no issue here. Heated second row seats are standard. It's also worth noting that the seats now fold down easier. Regardless of whether you have the captain's seats or the bench seat, the standard power fold and tumble feature makes the process effortless. Storage options for the second row include 2-tier door pockets, seat back pockets, and cup holders at the rear of the center console, which also houses 2 USB Type-C ports, the climate controls, and a 110-volt AC power outlet. To ensure everyone's comfortable temperature-wise, there's adjustable air vents mounted in the roof for the second and third row. This example is equipped with the newly available rear seat media system. It's claimed to be the most advanced and capable system of its kind in the full-size SUV segment. Each 12.6-inch screen offers independent connections and HDMI inputs, so passengers can watch different content on either side. On top of that, the rear passengers can share content from one screen to the other, mirror content from a smartphone, and send navigation points of interest, like restaurant suggestions or pit stop locations, to the central screen up front. It's a sweet setup. The third row seat was honestly one of the biggest drawbacks of the previous generation Escalade. With all of the additional legroom and better positioning of the seat itself, I can sit back here with no issue and still be relatively comfortable. This is a huge improvement to say the least. It's definitely easier to access the third row too. Obviously, there's not as much room as the second row, but it's a much better space that can actually accommodate 2 adults. With the second row slid all the way back, my knees touch the seat back, so depending on the height of whoever is sitting in the third row, you'll have to slide the second row forward just a bit, but since there's so much legroom in the second row, I don't foresee that ever being an issue. Third row amenities include cup holders on either side as well as USB Type-C charge ports. If needed, the headrests for the second and third row seats can be folded for better visibility. The Escalade comes standard with a hands-free power liftgate. In other words, along with it being fully powered, it can also sense when you're standing behind it and open up automatically. This is especially handy if you're carrying a bunch of stuff. If you need to haul some longer items that still won't fit with the seats folded flat, you can also open up the rear glass. Along with improving interior space, the Escalade's new platform also expanded cargo room out back. The first thing I noticed was the flat load floor. The previous generation also had a flat load floor, but it was raised relative to the entry threshold in order to match the height of the third row seats when they were folded flat. At the time, it was the compromise needed to ensure the load floor remained flat across the folded third and second row seats. Thanks to more efficient packaging, the new Escalade is able to have a lower load floor that still remains flat across the entry threshold and all folded seats, which is awesome. As expected, this did a lot to improve cargo space. On top of that, there's still a covered compartment underneath the load floor for securing smaller items. Behind the third row seat, you have 25.5 cubic feet worth of space, an improvement of nearly 10 cubic feet. There's cargo tie downs on either side if needed, plus an additional 110 volt AC power outlet. Like the second row, power folding third row seats are standard, but these actually can fold down and back up from the controls out in the back. Like the second row, power folding third row seats are standard. The controls are located on the right side. You can actually lower and raise the third row seat fully. The second row seats are only fold flat. You have to manually raise them back up. Behind the second row seats, you have 63 cubic feet worth of space. With all of the seats folded flat, the cargo volume is 109.1 cubic feet. In comparison, the Escalade ESV has up to 120.9 cubic feet of total cargo volume, followed by 76.7 cubic feet behind the second row and 39.3 cubic feet behind the third row. When it comes to safety, the new Escalade offers a wealth of active and passive safety systems. Inside, occupants are protected by 7 airbags, including dual frontal airbags, front seat-mounted side airbags, a driver inboard seat-mounted side airbag, and head curtain airbags for the front and rear outboard seating positions. The driver's seat inboard side airbag in particular deploys in between the driver and front passenger to minimize possible contact in an accident. Depending on the model, there's different levels of standard and optional driver assistance technologies. On the Platinum models, everything comes as standard equipment. There are more features that I'm able to list for the sake of this video, but some of the standout features include adaptive advanced cruise control, enhanced automatic emergency braking, reverse automatic braking, blind zone alert, adaptive park assist, and automatic seatbelt tightening. At bare minimum, the Escalade is fitted with front automatic braking, front and rear park assist, front and rear pedestrian detection, lane keep assist, forward collision alert, and a safety alert seat. A couple more features I'd like to highlight include the heads-up display and the rear view camera mirror, which are both standard on most models. Along with the night vision camera I showed you all earlier, this example is also equipped with Cadillac's advanced Super Cruise system. Now, I shot a dedicated Super Cruise video on a CT6 a while back, so if you'd like a more in-depth look at how the system works, I put a link to that video in the description below. It works on major highways and allows for hands-free driving. It'll lane change all by itself, steer through curves, speed up and slow down as necessary. It's really quite amazing. There are so many things in play here to monitor the surroundings around the Escalade and the behavior of you and whether you're paying attention. Yes, of course, you still have to pay attention, but it's just absolutely amazing. So definitely check out that other video for that in-depth look. Well, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the in-depth look at the all-new 2021 Escalade. Be sure to stay tuned next time and leave a like down below because it really helps the video a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so because there's always a lot more where that came from. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.